What's up, y'all? Coolie Clips, we here.
We here.
Finally. Finally.
Coolie Clips.
Finally, we here. I got the man here. We got the man here. Gotta salute him.
Peace to.
Totally. we salute you, bro.
Yeah, man, I'm saluting the fact that I'm here on Coolie Clips.
Man, you've been doing this forever. You know what I'm saying? Holding the town down. And, you know, showing love forever. Even just like, I can't even say it enough, man. Yo, I gotta salute you again.
Man,
it's all about you, man. It's all about you.
Ain't
All about
supposed to be doing that right now.
Yeah, dude.
We ain't supposed to clap, yo. They take the black pride from us.
Yeah, man. But yo, we talk about that corona today, y'all. It's a very important topic. We got a lot of things to say about it, a lot of things to talk about. But I'm gonna leave it up to fam, man. I'm just following suit, man. This is professional right here.
This your show.
This is your shit.
Listen,
this is your house. You built this shit to this your house, man.
When you come on, you know, those guys behind the camera, it's you're welcome anytime into my house. You know what I'm saying? Or it's our house. It's our house, brother. You know, it's our house.
It's your house. And this is your house too, brother. You built all this shit.
But what I want to do, you know, is definitely say peace to the people out there. You know what I'm saying? Peace to Coolie Clips. I check it out. I love it. Make sure you subscribe to Coolie Clips on YouTube. Make sure y'all do that. And also, we're gonna start putting that on TV so that more and more people can see it, because we want to reach everybody. And what this brother is doing is positive. It's something that, and it's lighthearted too at times. You know, just seeing what people do in their spare time, or what, you know, we don't necessarily see all the time. So I just definitely want to say peace to this brother, peace to everybody out there, and you know, it's your show. But I'm gonna keep saying that because it is. It is.
But you built it, man.
And
you built it, man.
You know, to speak on where we at, you know, let's talk a little bit about the situation of that we're in right now with the supermarkets, corner stores, all of that. You know, the mentality, the state of fear that a lot of us are in right now. We just want to bring a little bit of information, a little bit of understanding to this hectic mess that we are in right now. Let's put it like that. And one thing I would like to say, that the flu, for instance, kills a year 20 to 40,000 people a year on average, give or take. And right now, as of March 17th, 2020, 80 people have passed away due to this virus now. You know what I'm saying? Not to spook anybody, not to make anybody feel like that's a low number, because if one person dies in my family for this, I would feel a certain type of way. So I'm not minimizing that, but I'm just looking at it in the grand scheme of the people that have passed away. 80 people in America has passed away from this virus. Most of them are elderly, so make sure you check on the older people. That's 50, 60, 70, 80. Make sure y'all check that out.
Please do.
Check them out. Pardon me, but check them out. Make sure you call them. Make sure you, if they need something, go check on them. You know, so I want to definitely get that out for people to have that understanding of what we're trying to build here. Now we're gonna have a couple of facts as we see them on what this virus is doing to us right now. You know, the state of panic that it has us in as a people, from the supermarkets, corner stores, like I said, and also what we can do to combat this just here with ourselves. You know what I'm saying? Like, most people just talk, and there's no solutions to, you know, the talk that they're giving.
Well, the one thing I definitely want to touch on first is do you feel everybody taking it serious? Do you feel everybody is being proactive with trying to stop this virus, or do you see people just not getting it?
I don't see everybody taking it serious, and to a certain degree, I don't take it serious as most people do, because I've been reading about this. This is not the first time the coronavirus has even existed in the world. So that right there shows me that this is something that, even though it may not come around every 20, 30 years, it has existed. So it makes me think that there is a cure or a vaccine, and that there's also things mutate. As in science, we know things can, this is a living organism. It's something that, started here, and anything that's living can change. So I do believe that this exists, but it may be a different form of something that, 30, 40, 50 years ago, it wasn't thought of in this aspect of what it could be. Mm-hmm. But from some of the stuff that I have studied, right, it has said that it's in its perfect state right now, which means it can't mutate anymore. So what we have right now is what it is going to be. Right. And now we can address vaccines, which I'm not a fan of, but some of you may be. Right. So there's vaccines just being more cleanliness.
I think that's what this really is. I really feel like this virus is as a result of not being clean. And now it finally caught up with our ass. Because I remember we was talking earlier, and we were saying how, people do things, take a piss, do this, do that, touch this, touch that. Now you slapping up, and you go in here and you touching this, touching doors on stores, and touching money, and now finally this shit came and bit us in the ass. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
And it's like, now this disease, it done formed up to where, it's respiratory. It ain't even about necessarily, they try to say, well, wash your hands, this and that. Yeah, that's true. But it's really something that you're going to breathe in somehow, from what I understand from it, from somebody sneezing, coughing, or just being in their face.
It's in liquid form right now. Mm-hmm. It's not an airborne. If it was airborne,
right,
we'd be in some serious trouble because you can't stop the air.
Right.
But as far as somebody sneeze and maybe, just maybe, your hands might get a droplet or something on that, then yes, do not put your hands in your face, or because we don't necessarily know or pay attention to the things that we do with our hands. Our hands, people will grab something off the floor, go to the bathroom. Some people will rub their eyes, touch their children. Some surfaces, the droplets from somebody that's infected, as they like to say. Some of that, I think, countertops, like if you go to the store, let's say somebody sneezes, I think that lasts 9 hours. I think something in your clothes, like if you have it and you sneeze in your clothes or you sneeze in anything, that may last like 6 to 7 hours. Don't quote me necessarily, but I'm just giving you a broad perspective on some of the stuff that this so-called virus, which is a super virus, it's no different than the flu, and I'm not minimizing that. It's the flu, but also 80% of people that contract this virus also are cured from it. So it's not like you get it, you're dead. It's none of that, so just so that people have some type of understanding, is that this virus is a flu times 6 or 7. And it's a flu times 6 or 7, especially to the elders. the elder people that contract this, that have heart disease, lung disease, kidney disease, anything that deals with the respiratory system, that this coronavirus is something that necessarily deals with breaking that down. So I'm not gonna sit here and tell you I'm a doctor or any of that type of stuff, but I've done enough research to this point because things change. Like, this is a living organism, and living organisms change. So I'm not going to minimize any of it because fear is fear, and you know, we have a lot of people that talk about you're stupid and you shouldn't believe. I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to, me personally, I just want to add information on to what's happening, the virus itself, and the things that can prevent it from spreading even more. So I'm not going to minimize anyone's fear because the supermarket show me that there's lots of fear. The corner store shows me that there's lots of fear. The convenience markets, the bodegas, all of that shows me that it's a fear going on.
And I think too, what we got to do as a people, we got to take responsibility for ourselves. We have to make sure that we are doing things in responsible ways. Now, like they say, ain't no toilet paper, but god dang, be considerate for the next person. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, I mean, we ain't gotta buy up all the toilet paper like that. Just be considerate, you know? And I think this is a time where we understand that we have to be considerate, even with sneezing and coughing. Just even if you say, hey, I got to sneeze, you know what I mean? Just consider it. Just, you know, because this is really getting out there. It's really spreading. And people say, oh, the old people dying. Well, whether we want to believe it or not, we old. We old. You know what I'm saying?
One thing that I look at this as, and I'm like I was telling him earlier, I'm ashamed of what, and embarrassed. This is a rehearsal to me. I'm only speaking for me, but to me, this is a rehearsal for something more catastrophic because people are not dying at alarming rates to where, like I said before, there's 80 people that have passed away. Some came from overseas, some came from China, some came from the boats that was out here in the seas and the oceans. A lot of those people got it because it probably already was far advanced than it would have been into somebody that's just walking around in the neighborhood or whatever. Mm-hmm. So a lot of that, it may have been advanced, so I'm not minimizing that. But what I'm saying is this is a rehearsal. And to me, personally, what I see is we're failing.